All right, welcome to Living on a Hedge, sports show where the bets are questionable, the analysis is debatable, and the sarcasm is absolutely guaranteed. I'm Jason.
And I'm Eric, and we live by one motto: always hedge your happiness.
That is true. We actually hedged our happiness a couple times this week.
Well, we had to.
Well, you know.
I mean, what else are you going to do? You got to protect your money in some fashion, right?
Well, that's what we do anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if you notice, this is our new set. Took us a little while to get built, but we got our little hedge guy over here,
We call him Hedge. He's our mascot.
Yes.
He's our he's our guy that we try to live by.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with how the set turned out.
It's not a finished product by any means, but I think for right now it looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We got our little table with our drinks here. That's exciting. We got to have those to hydrate.
Extremely exciting.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
So.
But yeah, anyway, we've now been live for about a week now total on social media. We are live on TikTok, X, and Instagram.
And Facebook.
And
as
Facebook,
well.
too.
Well.
Yep. We've been posting our bets daily. We've been having a lot of success with our straight bets.
Yeah, we had a really good week this week.
Yes, we
on
did.
Our straight bets,
Extremely good week.
Which was nice to get off to a really good start.
Yes, and as we talked about last week, we did post some parlays. We didn't hit any of the parlays, but
parlays are hard. We mentioned that in episode 1.
Yes, we did.
That anybody who tells you that they win 15 parlays in a row is lying to your face because they don't.
That is a fact.
You just hope that you hit one every once in a while because they're exciting.
Yes.
But
honestly, the straight bets that we posted, I'm hoping that we have had some engagement. We've had some people reach out and say that they've been enjoying our posts. So I'm hoping that we can build a following and we can keep up with the success. Our first bets that we posted at the very first day, which I think was this past Wednesday.
It was the Guardians money line, wasn't it?
Yes, Guardians money line.
That was
one. That was your bet that you came up with.
Yes.
That you because your whole motto there was hedge your happiness. So
well, of course, because I always hedge my happiness because if my team is going to lose, I want money in the process of that.
Typically, money is good.
Yeah, but the Guardians were in a great spot though. That was the correct play. It wasn't just because I wanted to hedge my happiness. It was because they were in a correct spot to make that bet.
Well, Bybee was on the mound that night.
Exactly.
That day, right?
Yeah, Bybee was on the mound, and he was 4-0 in his last 5 starts against the White Sox. And the White Sox cannot beat them. Yes, they are, well, let's see, at that time they were what? 22-4, their last 26 at home, whatever it was.
Yeah, the White Sox have been on fire. There's no question about that.
Yeah, I think the second or third best home record in baseball. But the White Sox can't beat Bybee. It doesn't matter when they sucked 2 years ago or this year. They just can't do it. Now, we can get into that. Right now, that game, Bybee pitched a gem.
Yes, he did.
He was on fire that entire game. The White Sox could not touch him, and then the Guardians finally broke through, took a nice lead into the 9th inning.
Yep, 3-1. It was 3-1. We were, I think I didn't watch the majority of the first part of the game, but I did watch the end, like the 8th and 9th inning, and I'm like, okay, we're in a good spot, 3-1.
Yeah, I was actually out of the house because I was doing something with my daughter at the time, so I was not able to actually watch the game. I know you were texting me and keeping me updated on it, but I saw 3-1 in the 9th inning. I'm like, okay, Sir Anthony Dominguez might come in here, and who knows what's going to happen. But I did not see how the White Sox made that comeback that they did. Thank God I was not actually watching that game.
Well, yeah, it was 3-1. 2 quick outs in the 9th. It was basically it should have been in the bag, correct?
Yes, because when you have a 2-run lead with nobody on and 2 outs, and you have your closer in the game, you expect not to have drama at that point in the game. And what do the White Sox do? Back-to-back home runs to tie it and take it to extra.
With 2 outs in the 9th inning.
2 outs in the 9th inning.
Back-to-back to tie it up.
Yes, of course they did, because why wouldn't they?
Well,
it's
because you bet the Guardians.
Well, as a fan, I wasn't terribly distraught that they made the comeback, but
that's the perfect example of the hedge your happiness part, because you bet the Guardians, so yeah, great. If the Guardians win, we make money. If the White Sox win, I'm happy because they're my team.
Yes, exactly.
Not my team. I can't stand the White Sox, but what I mean.
Okay, hold on. Whoa, hold on. Let's go back on this for 1 second. Why do you hate the White Sox? What did they fucking do to you?
Okay, I don't hate the White Sox. They're in the division with the Tigers. Okay, Tigers are my team, so by default, I hate every team in the AL Central besides the Tigers. That's just the way it is.
Division rival is fine. But did something happen in 1994 when you were 16 years old that really pissed you off?
No, if you remember from last week when I told you that I actually was a White Sox fan for a brief time when Frank Thomas played because I enjoyed watching Frank Thomas play.
Sure, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah.
So it's not that I hate the White Sox for any specific reason. I'm just a huge Tigers fan now, and I dislike the White Sox because.
Well, you should never root for a division rival to be a good team or be a winner over your team. Sure, it just.
Let me put it this way. I liked the White Sox a whole lot better the past few years when they were in the bottom of the basement and I didn't have to worry one bit about them competing for the division title.
Yeah, because you played them 18 times in the year and it was like 15 and a half guaranteed wins.
Exactly.
So I could completely understand why that would be the case. However, the Guardians still at least pulled it out in extra innings.
Yes.
And won 4-3. So the bet cashed, which was fantastic, and that was a great start to the week.
Yes, it was.
Because it was a contrarian play, honestly. Taking the Guardians on the road against one of the hottest teams in baseball at home, sometimes you have to go against the grain and take those kind of bets.
Yeah, because you said at that time the White Sox were what, like 26-4 or something like that. Their last, whatever. I mean, it's not important, but they have far more wins at home than losses over the past 20, 30 games.
I think they're 15 games above 500 for the year at home.
Yeah,
I mean it's 29-14 or something like that at home. I mean, it's a crazy.
So like you said, it was a contrarian play, and it happened to work out. And shockingly, Bybee actually performed because typically, for whatever reason, we have this magical superpower that when we follow stats and we look at whatever bet we're going to make on a daily basis, and we go, oh wow, well look, this guy has 14 games in a row where he has 2 bases or he has 2+ HRR. Well, obviously we should take him today because, he's on a roll. He's on fire, right? And inevitably, 95+% of the time we do that, we end that streak in a hurry.
And it's amazing, too, because it doesn't matter if it's a 6-game hitting streak, a 13-game on-base streak. It's irrelevant.
We always find the point where that streak comes to an end. We have it.
And it's only one.
Yeah, I know.
We could take a parlay of 6 players, 6 player props, and we will find the one out of those 6 streaks to break on the day that we bet them.
It's absolutely incredible.
I mean, look at the Reds money line. We posted about the Reds money line this week.
Yes.
Right? Why did we post the Reds money line?
Well, you liked the Reds money line because Chase Burns was pitching.
Yes, because
who's been having an amazing season.
Chase Burns, for the past 2.5 months or so, had not given up more than 2 runs in any start combined.
Correct.
I think it was April 10th was the last time. So why wouldn't you take a guy that's got a .6 ERA and is 17-0 in his last 17 starts?
Certainly makes logical sense.
It does make sense. I mean, to follow the trends, follow the stats. So that's exactly what we did. And what did Chase Burns do? He gave up 3 runs, not in one start, but in one inning, because that's what we do.
Yes, we seem to find that sweet spot of ending streaks and just it's disgusting.
Well, it looked awful too because after. I mean, I was complaining and bitching about it because Chase Burns gives up 3 runs. I think it was in the 3rd inning, and it was only
early in the game.
It was I think it was the 3rd inning. And they were only down 3-2, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then the Reds take the lead again. And it's like, oh, that's really exciting. We still have a chance. And then the Reds bullpen comes in and they choke it and they give up the lead, and then the Reds get the lead back. And it was a back and forth game. Thank God that the Reds came through and won that game.
It was Eugenio Suarez.
It was Eugenio Suarez 3-run home run in the 9th. Yeah.
Yes.
So miracles do happen. That even when we do break the streak,
that is true.
That we still can somehow win a bet, even when we have that happen.
That is true. And so a couple other bets that we won. That one was actually yesterday.
Yeah.
So prior to that, there was a bet that I really liked, which was 2 days ago, I believe now. Jonathan Aranda for the Rays.
Yeah.
Liked him for 2+ bases. The matchup was great. Setup great. Should have had I think it was against Merrill Kelly. Was it not? No, Merrill Kelly pitched today.
I don't
remember now. Not important. Anyway, the funny thing is, so Aranda, you watch the first at bat and you're like, all right, let's just at least get a single, get on the board, so we got a chance. What happens? Hit by pitch. Shocker. So I think this year we may set a record for how many times we bet a player who gets hit by a pitch. I mean, it's incredible how many times that's happened this year.
Do you know how amazing it is that we're still that stupid that we don't actually make a side bet on 1 walk or 2 walks for all these players? Because if we did, I wouldn't be driving the car that I am right now. I know
that is correct. Which, for those of you who don't know, if you bet like a live bet at bat walk, it also includes hit by pitch. So it's kind of the same thing, hit by pitch / walk.
That's actually a really good idea. You know what we should do is that when we make our player prop parlays, when we post those occasionally online,
yes,
we should make a separate second parlay where we take all 4 of those players to get 1 walk each.
It's probably not a bad idea, honestly.
It would be a great play.
Yeah.
Because I will guarantee you that we are going to get 3 out of 4 of those walks every single time.
By hit by pitch. Not even by walk, by hit by pitch.
Well, no, why would we have a 4-pitch walk? No, they get it over with quickly. They just hit him right in the ankle in the first pitch.
Yes.
So.
But, yeah, anyway, so Aranda, he gets hit by pitches first at bat. I believe he either grounded out or flew out his second at bat. Third at bat. Don't remember what, but he literally had 1 at bat left, and
you were very calm.
I was texting Eric, boy, this is really sad. I thought we had a chance to win this. I wasn't over the top texting him in all caps that I can't believe this idiot is, not gonna get his hit today. But
I do believe that there was maybe 2 words in 7 text messages that was not in all caps. I think.
Yeah, I typically nearly break my phone when I'm texting Eric because I'm texting so vigorously, and
I have no idea how you have not gone through 4 phones this baseball season yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked myself.
Truly, it's like those people in a casino that are beating a slot machine. that's what I envision you.
Yeah, that's
texting me. Is that version
fairly accurate? But hey, Aranda last at bat, miracle at bat, and I think it was the 8th inning.
It was the 8th inning.
Just
I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely smashed one in the gap, dropped, and I was like, hey. Bam! We got another straight right.
It was just bang cash.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why you never give up on a single player prop bet, especially in terms of 2 bases.
Which me, Eric. I don't ever give up on bets.
I've never heard you once ever do that. No, but you have a 2 bases bet. What was it? It was last year. Last year we took 2 bases for Adley Rutschman.
Yes.
In that 18-1, I think it was 18-1 against the Reds.
Pretty sure it was
against the Reds.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure it was 18-1.
And what did he do when he came up in the 8th inning?
He smashed a home run. Shouldn't have even been in the game.
Why was he in the game?
Exactly.
18-1.
Yeah, which I know we talked about last week, but I mean, that one is an incredible one because that was that was part of a big parlay, and it cashed a huge. Yeah,
we had a really, really, really good hit on that.
Yes.
But the point remains that you don't give up on those player prop bets, even when they're 0 for 4. With 3 strikeouts and whatever else, because they could come through with that miracle at bat in the 9th inning to get you green,
which it did happen.
Yeah,
and then yesterday, so that was another one. Yesterday with the you had the Reds money line, which was a comeback play and ended up winning.
Yep.
I liked Shohei yesterday
for
2+ bases, which I took him for as another play of the day. And
because he was going against Vasquez. Was it Vasquez?
Randy Vasquez.
It was Randy Vasquez,
who's
right?
Soft tossing righty for the Padres. He last year actually had a really good season. This year he has not been pitching as well. So I was like, okay, well, this kind of sets up good for Shohei. Leadoff hitter, away team. He's probably going to get bare minimum 4 at bats, hopefully 5.
Well, and Petco's a pretty big part too. I mean, that's there's a lot of area for doubles out there too. He doesn't have to park one.
And as I've told you before, Petco is one of my least favorite parts to make bets with player props, just because Petco is a very difficult field to hit home runs, hit gappers. It's just not a very hitter friendly field. It's a much more pitcher friendly field.
That I can't disagree with.
Yeah. So anyway, but I mean, Shohei is Shohei. You can.
I was going to say. I mean, he has the power to hit one out of any park.
Yeah,
at any time.
It makes zero difference with Shohei. So he got off to a rough start. I think he was 0 for 3, or maybe 0 for 2 with a walk.
I'm pretty sure. I think he was 0 for 3.
Yeah. Either way. Yeah. It was kind of getting late in the game, and I think the Dodgers were actually down like 3-1 or something going into the 6th.
It was a close game at this point.
Yeah, going into at
that point it was close.
I believe it was the 6th inning, and the Dodgers put like a 9 spot on the board. So I know Shohei had gotten a hit. It might have been that inning where he got his second hit, but he got back-to-back hits at the end of the game before he got pulled, because then the Dodgers were up like 104-3 at that point.
Yeah, because they put up 14 runs in 2 innings, or
14 runs in the last 4 innings.
4 innings, okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
And they ended up. I think the final score was 15-3. But I mean, Shohei got his 2 hits, both singles,
back-to-back singles.
Yeah, which was cool.
Doesn't matter how it happens.
Yep, doesn't matter how it happens. He took care of business and got it. So at that point, we were going into today for straight bets this week. We were 4-1. The only bet that we hadn't won was the very first day. I liked Caleb Durbin, who I forget who he was going against, but Durbin.
It doesn't matter because it was in Coors.
That is correct.
It
was. I think it was Lorenz. I think it was Lorenz.
It was Michael Lorenz. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, because it was righty versus lefty matchup. I really liked it. It was in Coors. Everything set up for Durbin to have a really good day. So he comes up his first at bat, and I think he grounded out, and then it was his second at bat that I wasn't watching the game. I was out with my wife, but I noticed that after his second at bat, it said he had grounded out, and then he was replaced in the game.
Yeah, you sent me a text.
And then
I was at work.
Yes,
I was at work, and I got the text message of, "Why the fuck was he taken out of the game?"
Is that what I said? That doesn't sound like me at all.
There probably was a few more swear words besides that one, but it was something to that effect.
Yes. So, I immediately Google why, Caleb Durbin injury, because you just assume it was
the
probably
second
an
inning
injury,
too, right?
Yeah.
Why would he wasn't getting taken out in the second inning for no reason?
Correct. So 99% of the time it's because of an injury. Something happened.
Sure.
So I look it up, and apparently on his ground ball in the third inning, he decided to dive into first base, jam his finger, and had to be taken out of the game. So, scientifically proven that sliding into first base does you no good and it slows you up. But these guys still continue to do it. And, of course, the guy that I took, gets pulled from the game in Coors Field before he even gets a chance to get a hit later in the game.
I'm slightly disappointed in you.
Oh, I'd like to know why.
Do you want to know why?
Yes, please.
Because I wanted everybody to get to experience what I get to experience in text messages about you complaining about things like that always happen to us. You were very calm and subtle and subdued. I'm impressed. A little disappointed, but
you have to admit the amount of things that happen that are like fairly out of the ordinary seem to happen to us extremely, and it just becomes the ordinary for us. Like things like that is a perfect example.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's 2 this week.
Yes.
I mean, that's Chase Burns.
Yes.
Giving up the most runs that he had given up in any start in one inning, mind you, since the middle of April.
Yes.
And then Durbin breaks it, fractures his pinky or whatever the hell he did, sliding into first base. So that's 2 just in, 5 days?
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what happens next week and see what we can do.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure...
walk-off balk. Let's see if we can lose on a walk-off balk.
Yeah, that might not have happened yet, but I'm sure it's on the agenda.
It's certainly very possible that can happen.
So anyway, leads into today. So our plays today that I really, really liked.
You loved it. You were a huge fan.
Yes, was the Astros money line against the Tigers. Hunter Brown was going for the Astros. Mm-hmm. Guys typically lights out going against Jack Flaherty. I'm a huge Tigers fan. Flaherty is one of those guys who is either he's on or he's off. He's either going to give up 8 runs or he's going to go 5 innings of scoreless baseball.
Cy Flaherty.
Which, shocking, the day that I took the Astros money line because I really liked with Hunter Brown on the mound, Flaherty pitches a gem. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he?
Of course.
So, I don't know, whatever it was, 5th or 6th inning. I think it was still 3-0 at that point.
Yeah, it was 3-0. Yeah.
I was out to lunch with my wife. Wasn't really paying attention. I'd kind of written it off, thinking, all right, this is one of those days where Brown gave up 3 runs. It wasn't a terrible start, but the Astros aren't able to hit Flaherty. But what did I tell you? I told you before I went to lunch. I said, no team is ever out of a game with the Tigers bullpen.
Of course.
The Tigers bullpen is just brutally
bullpen
bad
is
this year.
Trash.
It is brutally bad this year.
God awful terrible.
And the sad thing is we signed Kenley Jansen. Supposed to be, he's been an amazing closer his entire career.
He's also like 46.
Correct. We seem to have a pattern of signing guys who are way past their prime as our closers.
Maybe Joe Nathan?
I mean, the list goes on and on.
But
yes, Joe Nathan is a perfect example.
I was thrilled when you guys signed Joe Nathan.
Yes, I'm sure you were. I'm sure you were. But so anyway, I didn't see how the Astros scored 3 runs. I know they scored 3 to tie it up, so it was 3-3. So I'm like, okay, we're getting late in the game. Tigers bullpen will most likely choke this up. Mm-hmm. Kenley Jansen comes in, just mows down.
They got 2 outs on 2 pitches.
Yes,
because I had gotten back from running errands, and they there was a I think a pop out or something like
well,
that.
I remember you said some I don't know what Astro it was, but got robbed of a double. I think you said McGonigal made an insane play.
McGonigal, I can't say that name. McGonigal made a diving. That's a really tough name.
McGonigal.
Thank you. McGonigal made a beautiful diving stab that robbed whoever it was. I think it was Diaz. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They robbed him of a double. So it would have been a leadoff double and completely changed the complexion of the inning.
Of course.
100%.
Yeah.
So what does the next Astros batter do? Does he take a pitch? No.
Why would you want to take a pitch?
No, of course not. You want to strike when the other team has the most momentum humanly possible. And he swings at the first pitch, and I think it was a lazy fly ball to center. 2 outs, 2 pitches to the 46-year-old Kenley Jansen.
Oh, yeah. So it gives him all the confidence in the world
Absolutely.
now. I mean, he's been, he's coughed up I don't know how many games for us this year, and
12.
By far the most games of his career as a closer, without a question.
Yeah, for sure.
So and then he magically went on the DL after he had blown like 2 or 3 in a row. It seems like that's a pattern with MLB players too. As soon as they are have terrible outings, or have 4 or 5 games in a row where they don't get a hit and they're batting below 150. Oh, all of a sudden something
Cal
hurts.
Raleigh.
Something really hurts. So I need to take like 15 days to get this.
It was Cal Raleigh was the first one, I think,
to get my
year.
hangnail taken care of.
Yeah, it's always some phantom back injury or wrist injury, whatever it was, to get them to reset, and then they can go to their rehab assignment down in whatever AAA park it's at.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, Jansen gets out of the inning, so now we're Tigers don't score in the bottom of the ninth, so we go to extra innings.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, all right, come on, and it was still Jansen. Actually, it was still
Jansen started the 10th.
Yes, because even the announcer said this was the first time that he pitched more than 1 inning in like multiple years. And clearly,
I was shocked when he came out in the 10th.
Clearly,
I even texted you that.
Clearly, we know why he normally doesn't go more than 1 inning, because
he proved that
the wheels came flying off.
Yes, which was great for us.
Yeah. Again, inside it bothered me because I'm a Tigers fan, but as we posted on the post when we made the post,
hedge your happiness.
Always hedge your happiness. And as much as I'm a Tigers fan and I love the Tigers, my brain told me that the Astros were in a great spot today. And although the game wasn't looking good early on, ended up Astros won anyway. So we made a pretty healthy sized bet on it and cashed.
And that was the one thing too, is that you always bet with your brain, you never bet with your heart, ever.
Correct.
Always bet with your brain.
You're supposed to.
Yes. Which is what we always try to do. I mean, if your team's in the World Series or in the Super Bowl, cool. Bet with your heart. Bet as much money as you want to. That's fine, because you want your team to win. It's the end of the season.
Are you reverting back to trying to ask me why I didn't bet the Lions when they blew that 17-point lead to go to the Super Bowl?
No,
that wasn't your goal.
Although we could make a weekly segment where I rehash this every single week and make you relive it.
We
could do that.
I relive it in my mind every single day, Eric. It's
I would rather relive that moment than the last Cowboys playoff moment where they were down by 60 in the first half.
Oh yeah,
against the Packers. Let's do that. Let's make a weekly segment where we can make Jason suffer. That's a good one. I like that.
It doesn't take much, let me tell you.
No shit. I get all your text messages. I know exactly what it takes for that to happen. That's some guy going 0 for 1 in their first at bat.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Oh yeah.
Oh, just because they're 0 for 1, yeah. Plenty of game left, but
he's got 3 or 4 more at bats. But fuck it, we're dead.
We're done.
That's it. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm out.
Yeah, and then we start looking at bets for later on. All right.
So
I hate baseball. All right, what are we betting on later?
What chase bet are we making now? Okay, let's do this lotto. Let's do this straight. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly about right.
So we are going to start a new segment every single week, and we're going to call it the Bankroll Assassin of the Week. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the one player, team, situation, whatever you want to call it, that costs us the most money of the week.
This sounds like a lot of fun, but it's actually going to be pure misery for us.
Well, I mean, for those listening out there, and thank you all very much for following along and for checking us out on Spotify and listening to the podcast.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be great theater and entertainment for them. Our wallets, not exactly, but that's okay. We're here for the masses too.
Well, we're here for entertainment.
Well, yeah.
I mean, our whole goal is just to have fun, joke, laugh at ourselves, and just make this as as misery driven as we can while laughing at the whole thing.
Exactly. So the assassin of the week, Jason. Who was our assassin of the week this week?
Well, so as we talked about, we had the Astros money line, which I really liked, which typically I don't like putting the same bet that I really love into two separate bets.
No, because normally it buries the
Because normally it's automatic going to be a loss that you're going to lose both, and then everything's destroyed.
Right.
But I liked the Astros so much that we bet the straight, which we won.
Which we did, yeah.
And I even decided, okay, this is a good spot, so we're going to put them in a money line parlay.
Which we did post on Instagram and X and TikTok and all that.
Yes. So we had the Astros money line, the Rays money line.
Did the Astros win?
The Astros did win.
Okay, how about the Rays?
The Rays won. I think they shut out
it was 5-1.
5-0, 5-1, whatever it
was. So we had the Astros money line that cashed. We had the Rays money line that cashed.
And third
what was the third leg of that parlay?
Third leg that I really, really liked was the Brewers at home with Kyle Harrison on the mound versus those wonderful, wonderful baby bear Cubs that, never screw us in a bet.
I've never been fucked by a Cubs bet ever, but continue.
Ever.
But what was Kyle Harrison's ERA coming into this year? 0?
Close.
Something like that?
I mean, it's like, it's either high 1 or low 2. I mean, he's 8-1.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he's been unhittable.
Yeah,
he was unhittable
insane.
Today too.
Yes. Yeah, the Brewers scored an early run through a Gary Sanchez home run.
Right.
1-0 solo home run. Stayed 1-0 till the Cubs scored a run late. I think in the 7th inning.
If I recall correctly, it was like a walk.
Yeah, something stupid.
It was something stupid. It wasn't a home run or anything.
No. So it was 1-1 going late into the game.
Yep.
So at this time, both games were going on. The Brewers game was 1-1 against the Cubs, and then the Astros was 3-3 against the Tigers.
Yeah, it was 3-3 and 1-1 going. We were in the 9th inning of both games, so the parlay was sweating.
So we're like, okay, let's get one of these greens so we can focus on the other one. Maybe make a hedge if because that's what we do.
Right.
So
at least for money back purposes, yes.
Yeah. So. Happened to be that the Astro game went into the 10th, and that's when Kenley Jansen's wheels fell off. I know Christian Walker hit a 3-run homer. So it got to 7-3. So we were fairly confident at that point that the Astros were going to win, even though Detroit did make a little bit of a comeback in the bottom of the 10th and damn near found a way to walk that off.
I was going to say, you mentioned that they barely did. They hit one to the wall.
Yeah.
Or
so
something?
Matt Vierling was up with runners on the corners. So they had already scored two. They had already scored 2 in the bottom of the 10th from a Torkelson home run. Okay, so it was 7-5. The next 2 Tigers get on. There were 2 outs. Vierling was up, so he could have smashed one and walked it off. And he did smash one, and it was caught on the warning track. But it was opposite field. So, but it was caught on the warning track, and I breathed a heavy sigh of relief because our straight cashed.
Right, so that was at least green.
Yes.
It was straight cash, which is great.
So then
second leg of the parlay green.
Yes, so then at that point, we're like, okay, now we just focus on the Brewers, right? So flip over to the Brewers game, and, 1-1, going to the top of the 10th. The Brewers closer.
McGill. Trevor McGill.
No, it's not McGill. It was
he was the one who pitched the 9th. McGill pitched 9th.
And but it was
or whatever came in.
Yeah, Cooler, whatever.
I don't know how you say the name.
Yeah,
but
whatever it is. Anyway, this guy. So,
this is by the way, ladies and gentlemen. This is the assassin of the week.
This is the Bankroll Assassin of the week.
Bankroll Assassin.
We have our parlay that should the Brewers win this game, we have, as we posted both sides, we already had as our last leg, we have Ben Rice for 1+ HR in the late game, and then we hedged his under 1 hit.
Right.
So no matter what, we were going to make money. At that point, we make money no matter what, as long as the Brewers win.
And again, remember when we post our parlays, 99% of the time, there's going to be a 4th, 5th, 6th leg, a last leg that is going to be a 1 HRR.
Typically from the very last game of the day.
From the very last game of the day, which is the same with Ben Rice on the Sunday night baseball game tonight, where we make that bet with the 1 HRR, and then we also make a separate second parlay.
With all the original legs.
With the original legs. In this case, the Astros money line, the Reds...
the Rays money line.
The Rays money line, excuse me. And the Brewers money line. And under 0.5 hits for Rice. Because it's possible that you could win both. Because... he could go 0 for 3 and not get a hit and get a sac fly and get an RBI, where you could theoretically win both.
You win both sides.
Both sides.
That's kind of what we we kind of lay our motto of Hedge Your Happiness on that, along with Livin on a Hedge. So our Livin on a Hedge, we make our bet. We love the final leg, and then we take the under where you can hit both. It's like a hedge, but you're not necessarily.
It's a winnable hedge.
It's a winnable hedge.
It's a winnable
and
hedge.
because you're taking under 0.5 hits, it's usually pays extremely well when you put it into a parlay.
Yeah,
so you don't have to bet much, and it's still going to pay a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, I think we bet $25-ish, whatever it was, and it paid $270.
Yeah, like close to 300.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a plus, 1,500, plus 2,000 parlay, which is exactly what you want.
Exactly.
Because if you are going to hedge your happiness and you want to get that built-in hedge where you don't have to spend a lot of money later, it's better to do it
to guarantee you a win no matter
Yes.
what, and have a chance to hit both.
Exactly.
Both sides.
Yeah, so you're guaranteed profit and a chance to win both.
But, Eric, there's one slight problem.
You have to get to the final leg?
Oh, yes, you have to get to the final
shit,
leg.
I didn't
yes.
realize that.
Unfortunately,
that's
you
my
have
fault.
to get to the final
Oh,
leg.
I
So
didn't know that.
I'm guessing, through foreshadowing, I think our viewers are probably going to realize that the Brewers probably didn't pull this game off.
And how did they not pull the game off, Jason?
It was 1-1, and we're into the 10th inning, and, the Cubs...
Start with the ghost runner on second.
Start with the ghost runner on second.
course.
Yes, absolutely. I believe, if I remember right, the
sacrifice, I think.
Well, no, I mean, the pitcher, whoever it is, Cooler, whatever,
However you say that name.
got 2 quick outs, and then the wheels came flying off. He couldn't find a strike. If it was the last thing as a professional Major League Baseball player, what is the most important thing, do you think, as a relief pitcher in the major leagues? A relief pitcher in the major leagues.
So
in close game, most times a relief pitcher, closer, whatever, is going to come into a game. What do you think the most important thing that a reliever should be able to do at any point? Because they're making millions of dollars.
I would assume, and I'm not a scholar on this, but I'm going to take a wild guess, throwing a fucking strike.
A strike.
A strike, yes. Throwing the ball over the plate.
Now, as a Major League Baseball player, to get to the major leagues, you got to be pretty good if you're a pitcher at throwing strikes. Whether you have heat, whether you have a curveball, whether you have a sinker, whatever your repertoire of pitches are.
You didn't get to the major leagues because you sucked.
Because you sucked.
Because you sucked.
You got to the major leagues because you're really good at throwing those pitches, and you're really good at throwing those pitches for strikes. Or you should be.
And that's why the manager puts you into those high leverage situations, because they trust your ability to throw the ball over the plate.
Yes. And what happened today with Mr. Cooler? How many balls in a row did he throw?
So if I remember this correctly, in the movie Major League, Ricky Vaughn threw
Wild Thing
threw 86 straight balls, I think, in the movie, something like that.
Bob Uecker would know.
Yeah,
God rest his soul.
God, I love Bob
Oddly
Uecker.
enough, you bring that up. Oddly enough, the Brewers announcer for years and years and years.
So. Kohler, however you say that name. 2 outs, man on third, tie game, extra innings. So all he's got to do is record one more out in some fashion without giving up a run.
Somehow, some way.
And then the Brewers can hopefully figure out a way to plate the run, and then we win, and we're green, and life is good.
Yep.
What does he do? He throws 11 consecutive balls.
Yep, to load the bases. Well, I mean, the first 8 that he threw loaded the bases.
The first 8 loaded the bases.
Yes.
Then he threw 3 more to be down 3-0 in the count.
Yes, to say a Suzuki.
To say a Suzuki. And then the 12th pitch was a ball that the umpire called a strike, and Suzuki did not challenge.
Wait, actually, that's it. Correct. They actually scored the first run on a walk.
Right.
So that made it 2-1.
That made it 2-1.
Yes. And then that was when Suzuki came. Then Suzuki was up after he had walked in a run. So it was 2-1. Suzuki thought for sure he was going to also walk in a second run.
Well, he did what you're supposed to do in that situation, which is not swing the bat.
Correct.
And
take pitches.
Take pitches and make the pitcher beat you.
Yes.
So he got down.
Pitcher just sweating bullets.
Oh my God!
The announcers even made a comment about how he's just sweating bullets out on the mound.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would be too if I was in that guy's situation, because I got 30,000 fans screaming at me, complaining about how shitty of a pitcher I am at this point.
I mean, not even he wasn't even close.
They weren't even competitive.
All 13 balls in a row or whatever he threw were not even close.
No, there was one of those 11 or 12 balls that was a competitive pitch where it's like, okay, it was just a little bit inside, great eye by the batter.
Yeah.
Every other one was at the umpire's head. It was at the shoe tops. It was 8 inches
Might
outside.
have even hit the manager in the dugout, one of them. I don't know.
Who knows? It was not even respectable, the amount of pitches that were not in the strike zone, or even remotely near the strike zone.
Yeah, so shocking. Seiya Suzuki, obviously a really good player, finally gets grooved a ball right down the middle because the guy at this point is like, I just need to figure out how to throw a strike.
Right. That's the only way that I'm not going to lose this game worse than what I did.
Or lose my job at this point.
Or lose the job, yeah. So Suzuki rips a liner into left field, a 2 RBI single, and it's 4-1 now.
Oh yeah, 4-1.
4-1.
So at this point, I'm calmly texting Eric.
I got in the shower.
Geez, I can't believe that we're this unlucky. This never happens to us.
Yes, you were
something like that.
Yeah, it was close to that.
Yes. So Brewers come up in the bottom of the ninth or bottom of the 10th. Down 4-1, get the ghost runner on second. Yelich immediately leads off with a single.
Helpful.
Yep. Churio back follows with a single. So now it's 4-2. Okay. Two runners on.
No outs.
And I think the next guy walks, I believe. I know it was bases loaded, 4-2. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Okay.
And then the Cubs pitcher, who I can't remember, walks in a run because he started to lose control.
Yeah, because the pressure started getting to him too.
Yes, 4-3. I'm like, I texted you and I said, 4-3, bases loaded, nobody out. We just need to get a run in, reset the game, hopefully get a hit, get a walk off. Whatever we do, we just need to get a run in.
God forbid we get a Seiya Suzuki moment and we get 2 runs and win.
Yeah, God forbid.
Yeah, we don't want
that. So this was right after he walked in a run. And Jake Bauers comes up, swings at the first pitch. Why you would swing at the first pitch after the guy just walked in a run to make it 4-3. Now this guy is obviously sweating bullets. Swings at the first pitch, terrible pitch, pops it up behind third base.
Yep.
Can't score a run.
Which is the exact opposite of what Suzuki did. Suzuki did what you're supposed to do. Put the bat on your shoulders and make the pitcher throw you one before you even contemplate swinging the bat.
Correct. Bauers apparently thought he needed to hit one 500 feet in order to win the game, when all he needed to do was just hit a little duck snort into left.
Anything.
Yes, anything.
But
so get the one out, still not dead.
No,
now we still need a sac fly. Yes, still need a sac fly. So Gary Sanchez comes to the plate. Guy who got the 1 run for the Brewers already.
Blazing speed too.
Yeah, probably the slowest player in the major leagues right now. I mean, the guy's like 93 years old, can't run, but still has an amazing amount of power.
He does.
And he's got a really good eye at the plate.
He does.
So it was like a 2-1 pitch. It was, getting interesting. He took a couple pitches and, was looking like, okay, maybe this pitcher will walk in another run.
Fingers crossed.
Grooves one right down the middle, and what does Sanchez do with it?
Rolls over
it over to third base. Yep.
Rolls over for the old 5-4-3 double play.
Yep. Wasn't even in frame when the first baseman caught the ball because he was, with his blazing speed.
I think he was 4 steps behind the play when they finally got to first base.
As soon as the ball was hit on the ground, I'm like, this is.
The second I saw.
Bregman could bobble this 3 times and still turn the double play.
Bregman could have walked the ball to second base and still got him at first.
So the bankroll assassin of the week was the Milwaukee Brewers.
The Milwaukee
Brewers,
especially that Coolner.
I wish I would have.
I think it's Coolner.
Yeah,
I think it's Coolner.
Yeah,
I think it's Coolner.
But so technically, yes, it was the Brewers because they blew it in the bottom of the 10th. But yeah, this Cooler guy.
I'm still giving the Bankroll Assassin of the Week prize to Cooler.
Yes,
because he was the one who completely lost everything.
I mean, as a Major League Baseball player, to throw 11, 12, 13 straight balls in a row.
Well, you know what the worst part about it was?
And not even be close to throwing a strike is absolutely disgusting. No excuse.
And listening to the broadcast, they even said, well, this is his game because there's nobody warming up in the Brewers bullpen.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, you've just walked the bases loaded and you've walked in a run. So you've walked 4 straight guys at this point.
Yes.
And nobody's up in the pen? Why?
Why? I don't.
Why is there nobody up in the pen at this point?
Are the Brewers up by 16 games on the Cubs and they just didn't care about the win? I would think everyone is precious.
I have no answer.
That was the thing that bothered me the most watching that bottom of the 10th inning, or excuse me, the top of the 10th inning, was hearing the announcer say, "There's nobody warming up in the pen."
Yeah,
I blows my mind.
Mind-boggling. It makes no sense.
I have no reason why. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
But
so anyway, that's how that ended. So what we were really hoping for was to have a chance to come onto the podcast tonight, right as the Yankees game was starting, and kind of have some fun with this and be able to watch a live at bat with Ben Rice.
Oh, I had my iPad over there queued up, ready to go.
Yeah, so we could be on the podcast, be watching for Ben Rice. Hopefully he would get a hit his first at bat. We'd cash the parlay. We'd celebrate while we're on the podcast. But no, life just isn't that easy, Eric.
Never is.
It never is.
It never is. That makes us now, I think, what? We are 1-396 in getting a runner home from third base with no outs.
Oh my God. The percentage wise, I mean, what do they call that? The expected
run percentage, or
expected percentage, yeah.
Run expectancy. Run expectancy
with a runner on third and less than 2 outs has to be something like 60%, I would think.
I think it's probably higher.
It might even be higher. I mean,
that's something I should research for next
It's got to be 60 to 70%. I would think.
There's no way it's less than that.
And
no way.
Somehow, when we need a guy to get home from third base with less than 2 outs, we are literally probably, and without exaggerating, we have to be running under 10%. Under 10%.
I would be willing to wager that of that 10%, let's pretend it's 10%, that 7% of that 10 is on a wild pitch.
Yeah, that is true.
It's not because of a sac fly.
Correct.
It's not because of a hit.
We have hit a couple times on a wild pitch with a runner on third.
# wild pitch offense. It's the greatest thing ever for us.
It is.
It is one of the sexiest ways to win a bet, let me tell you.
That is very true. The sad thing is, we pretty much know that if a guy puts the ball in play, it's going to be a weak grounder, it's going to be a pop-up, or it's going to be a strikeout. I mean, those are our only options when we need to get a run in from third base. Yeah. It's incredible how just absolutely horrific we've run on those situations.
I can't explain it. I really can't.
I mean, mathematically, it shouldn't be possible, but yet it's happening.
When you have 30 chances in those situations, when you have 0 outs or 1 out to get a guy home, if it's 70%, you're talking 18 runs, 20 runs, something like that, and we have 5,
if that. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
Which is another reason why hedge your happiness.
Hedge your happiness.
Always hedge your happiness.
And that's and actually we didn't discuss this, but once the Astros got green officially,
yes,
this was still before the Cubs put the 3 runs in the 10th.
Yeah, because it was still tied at that point.
Yeah, you actually got a fairly decent price on the Cubs money line. We actually protected our bet, and we got our money back for that particular bet because you were able to put a bet down on the Cubs money line before it got out of hand.
Yeah, right, which is good information for everybody because we're not always going to be 100% on our phone being able to post or talk about all these things as they happen. That if you're watching a game and you're following along with us and you're tailing some of our bets, you need to make sure that when these situations arise like this, that you're constantly thinking about these things and be willing to make these kind of hedge bets.
And you don't have to worry about the last leg because if you followed us and you bet both sides of Ben Rice, that leg at that point doesn't make a bit of difference.
Correct.
Because you're guaranteed to win at that point. So technically, the Brewers is the final leg that matters. Once you once you would have had the Brewers green, you're guaranteed to win. So now if you're able to get a good price to hedge the opposite side, which was the Cubs in this situation. Absolutely. And that's what we did. And we were able to protect our bet that way, which was nice today. We still obviously would have rather had the Brewers win.
Well, yeah, it would have been a lot more profitable and a heck of a lot more entertaining on the podcast to not have them be the Bankroll Assassin of the week.
That is correct.
But
it was a bankroll preserver, and that's like we talked about last week. We do our best to try to preserve as much bankroll as possible rather than just let things ride and pray they work because we don't run very good in those situations when we just let things run. And
no, that's I mean the parlay that we posted, I think, on all the socials today was $100 if I remember right.
Yes.
So hedging the Cubs money line in that situation to get our $100 back was not the ideal situation. That it was not what we wanted to have happen. But
in that situation,
sometimes shit happens and you can't control things. So when it does, it gives you your $100 back, and it gives you another bullet, another shot tomorrow.
Fight another day.
To live to fight another day, and that's.
And we had already cashed the Astros money line,
right?
Which was a 2-unit bet, so we were already up for the day.
Sure.
So that protected that bet. We kept. So now we're up for the Astros money line for the day.
Yeah. So in essence, instead of only being up 1 unit, we stayed. We were up 2 units for the day because we hedged the Cubs money line.
Exactly.
Which are things to keep in the back of your mind, to try to protect your bankroll, because if
just another way to think about things, because a lot of people who are new to betting, or you could be experienced and been betting for 10 years. Sometimes people don't think about the intricate situations like that, to where, okay, do I want to at least make a bet to protect what I've invested today?
Sure.
And then move on to tomorrow, and maybe I'll hit tomorrow, but at least I have that money that I can use tomorrow to make the same bet.
Exactly, and it's everybody's preference out there,
Yeah.
Nobody has to do exactly. You don't have to do it for money back. You could do it for a third of the bet. It's just really it's all up to you how you want to go about it.
Yeah, if you just get something back.
Exactly. That's the key. Is to, again, we talked about it last week. Try to lose a little bit slower than the average person out there, and this is one of the ways to do that and to help protect your bankroll, because you never know. Tomorrow you might have a bet that you really like for $100. And it's some lotto parlay that pays $2,000, and maybe you hit it because you saved the $100 the day before.
Yep, that you wouldn't have had to bet on that the next day.
Yeah, because maybe your bankroll is that much lower because you lost that $100. So save your money when possible to give yourself another chance the next day.
Yeah. Well, I would say overall, this week, very successful week on our individual plays of the day. Like I said, we posted 6 of them throughout the week, and we won 5 of them.
And the one that we lost was. There's no guarantee that we would have lost that game had he stayed in the game.
Correct.
For the remaining, because he probably would have got 2, maybe 3 at bats.
Yeah. And it's Coors Field.
Coors Field.
Typically, everybody gets 2+ bases in Coors Field.
I was going to say, if I recall, there was a really good price on Durbin that day for 2 bases too. A lot better than you usually get.
It was plus money. I think it was plus like 102, 105. Something
it was
like that.
Say around even money sounds right, which is not easy to do in Coors Field, to get plus money on 2 bases
usually
from
guys
a good
are,
hitter.
Yeah, usually guys are minus 130 to 170 in Coors Field.
Oh yeah, if you take Shohei Ohtani, let's say at Coors Field, he's going to be minus 185 for 2 bases.
Probably.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but hopefully some of you tailed our bets this week, and you were able to put some money in your pocket from the straight bets. And our goal is to keep posting every day, and hopefully we keep this little run that we got going.
Yeah, and to everyone out there that checked us out on all of our social media on at Livin on a Hedge, no G, at Livin on a Hedge. We really appreciate all the likes, all the comments, all the follows that we got on that. We're going to keep trying to do our best every single week to keep trying to post these winners out there for you, so hopefully we can all cash together.
Absolutely. We're having fun doing it every day. We're having fun posting, we're having fun engaging, and hopefully we can just continue to build and people follow us to the point where maybe one day we post like a gigantic lotto that hits, we go viral, and all of a sudden, we're a household name. That's our goal. Yeah. Whether it takes a week, a year, 2 years, whatever.
The goal is to just try to create a community of fellow gamblers that are out there that we can interact with, socialize with, that can follow us, that hopefully we can make money together.
Yeah, we're just having fun with everybody.
Exactly.
That's
all
it's all about.
It's all about having fun, being sarcastic when you lose, and just hoping that you cash more than you don't.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and tell our listeners, what social sites we're on. We definitely would appreciate, any likes and follows and comments.
Yeah, so we're on X, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. All the socials all the same, at Livin on a Hedge. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but we do have our website that's going to be coming up soon. We're putting some final finishing touches on that. We have our app that we're also doing final finishing touches on. That I am excited.
I can't wait to see when that's done.
Yeah, that's going to be great because there's going to be live interactive chats on there. There's going to be posts that are going to be on there. We're looking forward to it. We just want to make sure that we get everything the way that we want it before we launch it, for sure.
Absolutely. But, that's cool. We're just getting started. We already have our own app.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin, who's going to be, who's taking care of the app for us. couldn't have asked for a better guy to help us take care of that.
I think we should give a shout out to Kyler too. He's our guy behind the scenes here.
Oh, absolutely.
Filming us and giving us our editing things at the end before we post them. So
he does all of our editing. He does all of our recording. Couldn't have done any of this without Kyler's help for sure.
Absolutely. So yeah, other than that, I think that's going to be it for this week's show.
Hopefully we can get another solid week next week for you guys out there.
Yeah, just keep an eye on our bets. We're going to we do our best to post them at least a couple hours before the game, so you have a chance. Today was a little different because there were a lot of early games, and we liked a lot of the legs from the early games, so it was tough to get them up, where you had a lot of time. But always check in, and if you'd like to tail us and have some fun, post your comments, and if you do tail us, let us know. We'd love to know if you're winning money with us.
Yeah, and if one of our bets loses, please, feel free to comment.
Give it to us.
Please, absolutely. Be as sarcastic as you want to be.
Yes, we would love that.
That's what we live for, and that's what we enjoy. So please, comment when it's good, comment when it's bad, but
yeah, we'll engage either way, and we'll have fun doing it.
Exactly.
All right, everybody, we appreciate you listening tonight to Livin' on a Hedge. Till next week, may your bets be live, your parlays survive, and your bad beats never arrive.
See everybody next week. Now remember, go out and hedge your happiness.
Absolutely.
See ya.